Hi everyone, my name is Stavros and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's your first time here. Welcome. Today I want to talk a little bit about how I always feel like I never have enough time. I just always feel like I never have time to do all the things that I want to do. Now maybe this is a side effect or a problem because I have so many hobbies, so many things that I want to do, which is a good thing, so I'm not complaining about that. But I just feel like there's always a choice to be made. I'm always doing one thing and giving up something else. Whether it's what game do I play next, or what book do I read next, what TV show do I watch. If it's a weekend, then I think to myself, okay, do I go camping this weekend or do I hang out with friends? Do I go to karate tonight or do I stay home, watch TV with my wife? I just always feel like I'm making a decision. Like in order to do one thing, I'm giving up a couple other things. And I've felt this especially as I've gotten older and my responsibilities have grown, and it's just a hard thing to happen. I just want to reflect on it a little bit with you folks and honestly hear your thoughts, maybe some advice that you folks have, and just talk about it a little bit. When I was young and growing up, you just had an abundance of time and you had limited resources. And so what that meant is that you had more time and less choices, less things to fill that time up because you just had less responsibility. And so you had all this time to do things and less things you wanted to be able to do. And so it was just easier. It was easier to figure those things out. For me, growing up, my parents probably bought me a game for my birthday, a game for Christmas, and then maybe the odd game here or there other than that. So maybe we're talking like 3 to 4 games, new games that I'd get a year. And so not a whole bunch of things to choose from there. You'd play one of those couple games, and often of those 3 or 4, there was one that was standing out to you that you wanted to play more. So that was pretty easy. If you wanted to watch TV, you just go on what's on TV right now at this time on cable. And you flip through the channels, and often you maybe have 5 or 6 choices of channels that you actually cared about watching, things you cared about watching, and you pick one of those. And so, again, not a whole bunch of options. If I was going out to hang out with friends, it was always friends that lived on my street. So I would go knock on their doors. If they were home, great, we'd hang out, play some ball or something outside and have fun. But it was always limited. It wasn't expanding to, all the new people that I've met since then. Now as an adult, my responsibilities have grown, but so have the amount of choices of things that you can do. As an adult now, I have enough money that I could realistically buy a game if I really wanted to play it. I could buy it. But outside of that, I have this abundance of games in the free game catalog with PlayStation Plus Extra. More games than I could probably ever finish if I were to... I'd probably never have to buy a video game again, and I could just play those games. So again, so much choice. When you're trying to think about what to watch, now there's all these different streaming services, and there's just this abundance of choice all the time of what do you do? What can you choose? You can choose anything. Hundreds, thousands of options. You can choose anything. What do you choose? I'm sure we've all had those nights where we spend almost longer on Netflix flipping through, trying to decide what movie to actually watch than we actually spend watching the movie. On top of that, you've met more people and your friends and your network has grown. And not only has it grown, but they're not all in the same space. They're not all contained to that same, one block area. And so if I want to go see a friend, sometimes that means I have to drive somewhere. Sometimes it means I need to figure it out and time it with them because they also have their responsibilities that I have to contend with. And so planning it becomes more difficult. So it's just all of these added layers have kind of come up now. And outside of all those things, there are the personal things that I want to do for myself, right? Like I said, whether that's camping or working out, going to karate. And all those things also take time. And so I just always feel like there's this competition going on of what do I choose? And that's just me talking about fun and leisure activities. As an adult, you have all the actual responsibilities you have to do. You have to go to work. You have to cook. You have to clean. You have to do laundry. These are all things that you have to do as an adult that you didn't really have to do as much as a kid because you had parents or family that were there often helping you with those things. In some cases, taking care of it altogether, and you don't have to even worry about it. And don't get me wrong, I'm really happy to have those responsibilities and the privilege to be able to do those things and to have some of this freedom as an adult. But it's just curious to think about how, as a kid, like I said, you have all this time and you don't really appreciate it as much. As an adult now looking back, I think to myself, man, I wish I could go back to those summers where you had like 2 months free, no responsibility whatsoever, no homework, no school, nothing. God, what I wouldn't give to go to that again. And this is all without, I don't even have any kids. We don't have any kids. So if you have a kid, you're adding on to that layer of responsibility. So it's just really curious to think about how that's changed as you've grown older. And you know what? I'm starting to realize that I'll never be able to play every video game that I want to play, or read every book that I want to read, or watch every show, or watch every movie. And I kind of just got to be okay with that, because that's life. Because I also want to make sure that I'm staying healthy and working out and seeing friends and spending time with my wife. And so things are going to have to give somewhere. And that's okay. It's just a matter of coming to terms with it, I guess, and thinking about it. But yeah, it's weird. Becoming an adult is a weird thing. And having to contemplate that and actually think about it, critically think about it and realize it, yeah, it's just really interesting to actually think about. Ultimately, I've kind of just come to realize that my time is valuable. Too valuable to just throw it away on things that I don't want to do or that I don't like. I'm trying more and more to learn the value of saying no to things because of that and stopping things if I'm not liking it. If you've watched my completionism video about my addiction to completionism, then you'll know that that's not something that comes easy to me, especially when it comes to video games and books and things like that. But ultimately, I think it's just something that I need to work on and that I have been working on because, yeah, time is too valuable. With the limited time that I have, I want to make sure it's doing things that I want to do. Because although I may never be able to do everything that I want to do in one lifetime, I'm sure as heck going to try my best to make sure that everything I do is worth it. So, what do you think about this? Do you also not have enough time to do everything you want to do in your life? Or is that just me? Let's talk about it in the comments below. And until next time,